So I found this post on the Pokey Investing subreddit that I wanted to share with you all. This is probably the worst case situation for a Pokemon investor who is trying to sell their investments off. Scammers, right? This is definitely the main issue with investing into a physical thing. You have to physically sell this to somebody, and there are definitely other avenues you can go to without selling on eBay. You can obviously sell in person. You can consign. Those are other options, but some people may just want to sell themselves, or they may have their own reasons why they're just going to sell personally. And some people sell on eBay, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is one of the issues you may face, and one of the risks you take selling on eBay or really any online platform. Or scammers or people, they just complain about every small thing, or it's just people that aren't knowledgeable and might think that you're selling them a fake sealed product or something, like that. So I'm showing you guys a case of that happening for this person because they need advice on what to do in this situation. So as you can see here, I guess they sold this person a Brilliant Stars booster box. So let's see why they are requesting to return the booster box. So the reason for the return is doesn't match description or photos. So the comment is item has been tampered with and not factory sealed. The authenticity of the factory seal do not match the item description. The Pokeballs on shrink wrap have a different texture than one that comes factory sealed and easily indicates tampering, as ink on Pokeball should not be able to be wiped or scratched off. Now, that is actually completely false. That is actually showing it is real. There's a lot of new people out there that, have misinformation, maybe got information from somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, and that, really shows here. The fake ones, the fake wraps, actually don't come off. And how do I know this? It's because I've actually bought a fake booster box on purpose. I think I even have a video on my channel comparing a fake booster box and a real one. Yeah, the Pokeballs don't come off. You can scratch it. It's not the same material. I don't know exactly what material the Pokemon Center uses for their wraps with the stamps. But these actually come off. You can scratch them off. I mean, sometimes if you buy a booster box and it's not really protected that well when it gets shipped to you, sometimes there's like almost no stamps, or they're all faded on your booster box. But that is meaning it's legitimate. At least I mean, maybe there are some fakes that the Pokeballs also come off, but if it doesn't come off at all, that means it's fake. So this person literally is totally wrong here, this buyer, and they are complaining and that it's fake. And it's a really tough situation because from what I've seen with many stories, and personally me, I've seen other people have this issue. eBay usually sides with the buyer. It's unfortunate. In a case like this, I mean, it's really hard. I mean, they already believe that the Pokeballs shouldn't come off, or else it's fake, right? And if you tell them that that's how it's supposed to be, well, they're not going to believe you, right? Because they already have it set in their mind that this means it's fake because it can come off. I mean, you can try to inform them, but some of these people are really hard-headed, and some of them just have bad information, and therefore you're in a bit of of a situation where you can't really win. So something like this, in this case, I mean, I guess we'll read what this person has to say, but yeah. This guy wants to return authentic box. I sold him straight from a case claiming it's not authentic because the logo scratched off. I'm worried if I deny the return, I'll get a negative review. Yeah, I mean, that could happen too, from this dude claiming I'm selling fake booster boxes, which I'm clearly not. Would eBay back me up and take the review down if I explain the situation, or should I just accept the return? So obviously accepting the return is probably the safest option, because okay, at least if you tell the person, hey, it's real, but if you aren't comfortable thinking that it's not real, then I'll just take it back. That avoids the situation. But obviously you're gonna have to pay for shipping, and you would have wasted your money on shipping, and That's unfortunate, all because your buyer was not knowledgeable enough or didn't have correct knowledge on what is a fake and real box. If you go down the route of trying to just maybe inform them that it is real, and if they try to dispute it with eBay themselves, you're taking a risk that possibly they'll decide with the buyer, and yeah, you might get a negative review because you didn't let them return it or whatever, and that could definitely affect your future sales. So that's a rough situation, and this is why if you ever have the chance to sell in person and you can pretty much get what you can sell on after fees on in person, rather than selling like somewhere on eBay, that is an option that I would probably go with. Or you can consign. That's something I haven't done yet, but I plan on doing in the future. Consigning with all these other eBay sellers. Probestein, I know they made their own service, which I guess has had some issues. There's also some other places too, other consignment services on eBay. So there's definitely a lot of options, but some people maybe won't trust consignment services or whatever, and that's maybe why they want to sell themselves. But you do face this risk of having buyers that are just not knowledgeable, and you might get screwed over. So let's just see what some people have to say here. I'm giving advice to this person. Yeah, they are dumb and probably won't be convinced otherwise. That's what I think. You should just accept the return and state that you purchased it from an authentic source, and make sure the box needs to be returned in the same unopened condition to receive a refund. Yeah, I called eBay and came to this realization that was the best route to go. Sucks about $10 for a shipping label because this guy is an idiot. You actually aren't out $10 from the shipping label. There's an option or refund minus shipping. Had someone return a $1,400 item recently, and I charged him for the shipping. More likely you're out a booster box as he swaps with a fake. That could honestly be a situation, and if you guys ever have something like a situation like this, make sure the box you get is actually real. I mean, I think it'd be pretty obvious. I mean, if you've handled enough products, to tell what is fake and real. That could be an option where some people do a switcheroo, and might actually send you a different booster box that's fake rather than the one you actually sent them. That can happen, but not saying this exact situation is that case. Maybe this person just is not knowledgeable, but that's possible. Bro is saying it's shrink wrap to run a scam, trying to keep it by stating it's resealed. Worst case would be you accept the return, ship back an empty box. I don't know about that. I mean, that can happen, but yeah, that'd be pretty crazy if they did that. I mean, yeah, I don't know if people would actually do that, or if they can even do that. I don't know if it's feasible. I've taken to, because you would have to also, when you ship it, they weigh the item. So I don't know. I've taken to marking my items with UV ink and small serialized anti-tampering stickers to avoid scamming attempts. I guess that's something you could do. Curious, what's the buyer's feedback like? He's a small store and is selling stuff with 100% positive feedback. My gut is telling me he's not a scammer, just a paranoid fool. Okay, so I guess that's some background. If they have 100% feedback and they've been consistently buying items, it's possible they're just new to Pokemon and they probably heard this from somebody random, and now they think it's fake because somebody probably told them that. The Pokeballs are in fact supposed to be scratchable. Yes, that's we know that. Tell him to open it and verify it's not fake. No one says they have to keep it sealed. That sucks. They always scratch off. My brother gets people like that, but I have never. Yeah, I know it's all just like sort of a luck with getting good buyers, and sometimes you get somebody like this where they don't really know what they're talking about and they think you're trying to scam them, which you're not. But yeah, this person could be trying to keep it sealed. I mean, if you're buying a Sword and Shield box, most people are just keeping it as a collection piece. So yeah, I don't know if this person's going to be willing to open it. Looks like this person's probably just going to return it back. But this is the problem being an investor of physical assets. You have to sell it, and if you're selling it personally on eBay, you may run into this problem, especially now where there's a ton of new people in Pokemon. Some people just don't have enough knowledge, and they will think all these small little things means it's fake. Some people with seals that are slightly loose will think it's resealed. It gets kind of ridiculous, but that's just the unfortunate side of investing, and it's a reality that you have to accept that there's risks. Investing in Pokemon, if you sell like this, you're accepting that this could happen. But shouldn't scare you, but you should be aware that it's a possibility. So you should try to do, what you can to have, I guess, the best evidence that it's real, or do something so that you're set up just in case this happens to you. So that's all I want to share in this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.